हाय देवेश।
Hello, sir.
और ये घर में कैसे सब कैसे है?
Everything is fine, sir. Thank you so. Thank you for asking.
So Devesh, we will start now. First of all, my question is,
Yes, sir.
saw the result 148. Why? Because one thing I want to tell you, yes, you deserve more good rank, but still, out of
Yes, sir.
ranks, 148 rank is no less. So how you felt when you saw the rank in 148 least UPSC?
Sir, honestly, sir, it was a disbelief. And the second thing is that provided me a confidence that I still have three good attempts left. So, sir, there was a kind of a hope that I still have energy to give all three attempts. So, confidence as well as disbelief, I would say. Nothing, sir. No other emotion. I wasn't very happy. I wasn't very sad. I was not very much excited about seeing my rank because I still had to give one more attempt. Sir, the journey has not yet stopped for me. So, sir, but I was very happy that whatever I was doing for almost past 3 or 4 years, sir, I was doing something. Whatever I did, it was worthwhile. So, sir, that was my true emotion, I would say.
Yes. Result did you observe or someone observed and told you?
No, sir, I was sitting
In
on the Telegram. Yes, sir. It was speculation were there from all from 27th itself that
Yes.
results are going to be there. So I wasted a lot of time on speculating the result. But sir, once it was there, so I scrolled my name on first two pages. Then sir, I didn't find my name. Then sir, I searched. So I got it there, 148. Yes, sir.
But the new beginners of 2023 aspirants taking you as
Yes.
inspiration, they want to know about your educational qualification. So what is educational qualification? And one good achievement is you're already a deputy superintendent, deputy collector.
Yes, sir. Sir, I've done my graduation from IIT ISM Dhanbad in the year 2019. I did my graduation in mechanical engineering. And sir, since from the fourth year of my college, since 2018, I would say, 7th January 2018, I started my civil services preparation. And sir, it has been almost 4 years now since I've been preparing for this examination. I have given three attempts. I was not able to qualify prelims in the first two attempts. And so this was my first prelims. I qualified first means as well as first interview. And so luckily I got the rank also.
Yes, it's true.
Yes, sir.
Why you thought of writing UPSC? What made you to write UPSC?
Sir, it was actually, I would say, kind of a childhood dream because my father is also a civil servant. And sir, I have seen him work, the kind of life that he lives, the respect, the prestige. And so the work is very dynamic, I would say. And sir, I come from UP, and the people in UP and Bihar, they have very much inclination towards civil services, I would say. There is a general temperament towards likeliness of this examination. So that is why I would say one of the major factors was that I decided to write the civil services right from, I would say, childhood age.
Yes.
Mm.
Those who are writing prelims, mains, and interview, those who will clear mains and they will go for interview for 2022 and 2023 attempt. 2023 attempt.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
tell about your strategy of prelims, mains, and interview? And can you give some guidance to them how to prepare prelims, mains, and interview?
Yes, sir. Sir, I'll start with prelims. Sir, the prelims is the most toughest phase of this examination, I would say. The toughest, if you would emphasize on the word toughest, because sir, it's all about what you are going to fill there. It's not about what you have studied or what you have not studied. So it's those 2 hours or those 4 hours, I would say. That CSAT portion is also getting a little bit tricky. So the prelims requires at least a 5 to 6 months preparation plan. So gone are the days where you used to study for 3 or 4 months and used to solve some X number of is getting trickier and trickier. And so you have to have that frame of mind, I would say. So I would not be a right person to guide how to qualify in first attempt, but a right person to tell about what not to do in prelims. Hello. I just want to tell the people who are writing or the students who are writing the prelims 2023 or whatever the attempt that they're giving on what not to do for prelims. So the prelims it's a game of emotion. Apart from knowledge, it's a game of emotion.
Yes.
And sir, if you're not able to hold yourself for those 2 hours or a week before the prelims, sir, the people they are going to falter in the prelims. Sir, the whole UPSC preparation, it's more about emotions because sir, the subject, it's not technical. If you're not able to understand polity today, just give it some time. If you're not able to revise the modern today, just give it some time. You will be able to understand. So it's not a technical subject. The syllabus is not hard. So it's very wide. You have to have that patience in order to, just that my day will come, my day will come. You have to hold your emotions. You have to hold your nerves about what you are going to mark this examination. So in my second attempt, I would say, over prepared. But in the examination, I did three bubbling errors, and I lost 8 marks right there. And so in the final mark sheet, I lost the cutoff by 4 marks. So that I was not emotionally, I would say, capable. I was not emotionally mature I was not able to clear the prelims.
At that
So
time.
yes, sir, in the 2020 attempt. So, sir, I would say that it's more about emotions because the if you clear it by fluke, that's another thing. But, sir, majority of people, those who fail prelims, they are, sir, due to lack of emotional maturity, I would say. So, sir, I would say apart from practicing everything, these things everyone does. But, sir, very less people focus on the emotional aspect, on what you don't have to do in the prelims. So first of all, not doing too much mock tests. Sir, I did 111 tests in my second attempt, in which I failed miserably. So not, I read 5 current affairs sources in my second attempt. Not to be done. It's not to be done. The third, I ignored the static subject, which is one of the, I would say, the biggest blunder that anyone can do in a prelims examination. So these three things, key sir, there is a very common phrase that prelims to static से ही निकलेगा. तो सर स्टैटिक से ही निकलेगा वो यू हैव टू हैव अ वेरी स्ट्रांग होल्ड ऑन योर स्टैटिक and sir current affairs just read any one current affair magazine whatever you're following no question is going to come from that just it is just to just man ki shanti ke liye because the current affair it's coming god knows from where it is coming so there is no point in too much pondering upon current affairs. So static is the key. The polity, economy, geography, everything. It's a very vast syllabus, and so one must revise at least 4 to 5 times before attempting going for the prelims. So this is the one and ideal strategy that I had learned in my. So I also gave this prelims this year also. I had barely 1 month to study, so I was only able to revise only the static portion properly. I was not able to revise even the current affairs. But sir, I luckily I'm getting 100 plus marks.
Very
Partly because I have given the 4 attempts also.
good. Yes.
Also, sir, I've realized that the current affairs it's not of much use in the examination like this. And sir, same goes for mains also. So people they are too much, I would say, running towards current affairs. I'll read this, I'll read that. But sir, the people who are not able to qualify means, and so the people, those who get ranks, the one thing that you'll ask them is that what I have observed is that you don't have to lose out on easy questions. Suppose, for example, there's a question of rule of law. There was a question of departmental standing committees. They are so direct questions. But sir, at the point of examination, these are the hardest questions to write because you don't have adequate content. You have read it in prelims and you think that you have read it, you know this thing, but you'll not be able to write. And so this is the common mistake that people do across paper 1 2 3. They go for too much current affairs, but the current affairs is not going to make much of a difference if you're losing on a static subject. This is the one I would say problem with the people who are attempting mains and the blunder that people do in the mains examination. This is one common problem. I have seen many of the people doing that. They are qualifying the mains cutoff by 1 or 2 marks. It's of no use unless and until you're not above in a general category. If you're not above 60 to 70 marks above your cutoff, you cannot expect a rank because interview it's purely it's subjective. It's there is no control. You don't have any control on your interview. So these are the few learnings that I got in these 3 years.
Yes. So, so prelims के लिए, inter mains के लिए, how the preparation strategy should be there for the beginners?
Sir, So the basic thing, what I didn't do in my first attempt was ignoring NCRTs. So the NCRTs there, I would say, very much important, very much. I cannot again focus on the word important. So there is a general trend in history in the past 2 or 3 years. There used to be very increasing trend in ancient and medieval history. People don't didn't know where the questions came from, but the questions came from sixth and seventh NCRT. There was a small box, there was a small drawing, there was a small FAQ. So one has to read this 6th, 7th, 8th history NCRT, geography NCRT, 11th and 12th NCRT, basic concepts. There is a Lakshmikant, there is a spectrum. There are just solve a few amount of tests, 20, 30, whatever you suits you, and the previous year. These are the five things. Sir, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. I मतलब मैं भी सर वही बताऊंगा आने वाले टॉपर वही बताएगा उससे पहले भी टॉपर्स ही बता चुके हैं everybody knows that but so the point is the direction in what you are doing you have to revise this book at least I don't know how much how many times I have revised polity in last 4 or 5 years I don't know so you have to revise the polity every time I read polity I find something new so the basic at least 5 to 6 revision of each static book answer, solving 20 30 tests, answer PYQs. This should be the only strategy that you has one must go ahead for an examination. If you don't do these things, then sir, there's a high possibility that you are going to fail because I have failed.
So these beginners, 2023 and 2024, those who are going to write, what are all the criterias they have to look into to choose any optional?
Yes, sir. Sir, optional, I would say that there is a very general increasing trend. Go for a subject that is very scoring. So let's take an example of Anthro also. There are I since I qualified my examination, I know over 4 to 5 people who are in their fourth or fifth attempt. They are changing their option just because I got a rank due to option. But sir, it's a very I would say myth kind of a thing because sir, if you are choosing a subject just because it's scoring and not that you're having an interest in that subject. So there is a certain threshold that you won't be able to cross. So for Anthro, it's 250, 260. You will not be able to cross 250, 260 despite whatever effort that you do if you're not having interest in the subject. It is not that scoring, sir. You know, the Anthro, it is said that it is smaller subject, but you have to read a lot more. You have to revise a lot more. You have to, unless and until you're not having that interest, you'll not be able to sustain with that subject for almost 3 or 4 years. Answer Anthro has been because I had biology in class 12. So I had a stronghold from when I read Anthro. So I knew that this is a subject that I can read for 4 years or 3 years or how many attempts that I'm going to get. So sir, the interest is the first thing. Second thing is the availability of resources, I would say availability of resources, teacher guidance, and the third thing should be option marking because sir, you don't know which option subject is going to be butchered this year. So because in the past 3 years you wouldn't find many 300 people in the option. There are one or two people. So even this year you hardly find two or three people scoring 300. There are majority of the toppers. Even I scored 278 marks. I had I would say not a very good score in paper one. So, sir, it becomes very much prudent to choose a subject of one's interest, not go by the market trend, but just take out what subjects that you have, just pick out the subjects that you wouldn't choose. Then the subjects that you have chosen, just read few things about it. Understand if you are you able to understand the subject? Are you able to link it with the what you have seen in your own life? So then choose a subject. This is sir, what I have personally felt that this should be the criteria for choosing an optional subject.
So how you prepared for your interview and how your interview went?
Sir, so sir, my interview date was on 12th of April, 19th of April. Sir, I had almost one month for interview. So, sir, I decided to first of all have a very. There are few coachings in Delhi who provide, and sir, even you provided a set of DAF-based questionnaires. And so there were, I would say, 4 or 5 questions that you asked me during my one-on-one. They were directly asked in the interview. So, sir, thank you for that. And sir, I decided that I would try to give as many mocks as possible. So, sir, I gave almost 8 mocks. And sir, four or five one-on-one. I gave four or five one-on-one discussions. So apart from that, interviews, it's more a game of, I would say, personality, what you are thinking, what you are saying, how you are saying, what you are speaking. And so there are certain manners and criteria, like that board must feel very much, they must feel very happy with you while they're interacting. You must sound like a very interesting person. Whatever you're saying, you must hold the conversation of the people. Whatever you are saying, they must listen to you. So these are the criteria. So actually, it was my first interview. I got 171 marks. I don't know, sir, if it's good or bad, but sir, I think I had a good feeling while I gave the interview.
Yes, this time it's a very good score. Why? Because most of them didn't score much marks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And finally,
Yes,
for a
sir.
beginner, what you want to tell? Why? Because you are inspiration. 148 rank is not that. It's a great achievement.
Yes,
Why?
sir.
Because we know. Why? Because I went
Yes, sir.
two, three times interview out of my four at that time. So for
Yes,
me,
sir.
it's a great thing. I felt very happy when you got the rank. Yeah, I felt
Thank you,
like
sir.
a brotherly feeling.
Okay, sir.
So why? Because it's an achievement. Why? Because I experienced the failure. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so
Uh,
what do you want to tell to the beginners? What should
yes,
be their traits while starting their preparation?
yes, sir. So there are three things that I would like to say. So first of all, your intention entering to the civil services, it must be very clear about why you want to get into the services. So if you're having I would say, a negative thing that I would do these things, so you'll not be able to qualify the exam. Sir, I am telling you, you'll not be able to qualify the exam because, sir, this examination, it requires a lot of a mental resilience. Sir, because the people, those who are preparing for the examination, they are preparing to fail because the percentage of success is very less. So you have to, and the back of mind, you have to have that. I would say you must know that you are going to prepare for 2 or 3 years or 4 years. It can extend to that thing. You must have that patience, perseverance, as well as you must dedicatedly study, even if you fail. You shouldn't go around like picking up negative things, going around and watching YouTube videos. People watch that royal entry of, these are not the trait of an officer. One must always away from these things. Study, because of these basic, there are 10, 20 books you have to study them properly. You'll be an officer. So there is nothing more, nothing less. There is nothing I can say to people. Everybody, the people know. And sir, the thing is that you must do the required hard work. Otherwise, sir, you wouldn't know why you're failing. The years will pass, the attempts will go on. You wouldn't know why you're failing. You must analyze what is missing in your preparation. You must talk to your mentors. You must talk to your teachers. You should always be in a sometimes be in a self introspection mode about why you are doing a certain problem. Sir, I had this very, I would say, a temperament issue when I failed two prelims. So I sat down, I wrote down what are the problems that I was having. And sir, ultimately I got the rank. So it's not, I would say, because sir, my father always used to say कि sir इंसान ही एग्जाम निकालते हैं, कोई मतलब भगवान आके निकालता नहीं है. तो सर, यू हैव टू बिकम, आपको बहुत ही ज्यादा वो होना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा सा रेजिलियंट होना पड़ेगा कि भाई फेल तो होना है. Accept the failure. It's a part of the process. If you are not failing here, you will fail somewhere. You are going to fail. Ultimately, you are going to face the failure. So prepare for the failure. Have a very clear intention in your mind about what you are doing, what you're going to do for the civil service examination. Do whatever is required for the examination, not unnecessary stuff. Practice your test. So there is a lot of things that we can say about tests, both prelims as well as mains. So people will know whenever they are into the process, they'll know what to do. But so the important thing is that it must be done at the correct time. It must be done not tomorrow, not day after tomorrow. It must be done before today. That should be the attitude. You have to have a killer instinct for an examination because sir, it's a very cutthroat competition. You wouldn't know even after reaching to the interview stage. People thought, so like you said, also. And so there is always an element of luck. I wouldn't say, sir, I'm here. I was very lucky, I would say. This is a 50% mehnat and 50% luck, sir. I wouldn't say 90-10. I would say 50-50, sir. It's either in or out. It's nothing more, nothing less, sir. I've seen people who have scored much more, 20-30 marks more than me in mains, but sir, they got interview score in 110 and 120s. So this is pure luck. This is not, I would say, any indication that samne wala person is knows anything less. So, sir, these are the few things which it sir actually comes with a experience.
Yes.
If I recently wrote a post on LinkedIn about my experience in the civil services, it was a reality of civil services. So, sir, there is also one important thing, sir. There are many aspirants who are stuck in the cycle of UPSC. Even after giving 2 or 3 mains, they are not able to improve. So, it's also very important on knowing when to quit.
Yes.
So, prelims as well as interview days are very unpredictable
Yes.
because you don't know what is going wrong. But, sir, in mains, it's a matter of, I would say, pure hard work.
Yes.
If you're not improving in interview, if you're not improving in mains, I would say, if you're not improving in mains, specifically in GS optionally, after 2 or 3 successive attempts, sir, it's a right time. It's a very high time that you have to leave the preparation. I know, sir, it sounds very, I would say, rude, but sir, it's a need of the hour because there is no point in wasting your years of youth in such a unpredictable examination. But sir, I would say that you acted like a elder brother to me. And sir, every little silly things I had to ask, I used to call you. You used to even receive my calls at 12 a.m. also. So I would say yes, sir. During interview stage, whatever you told me that the interview panel board, so that was very good. I would say that was I actually knew what I had to work upon after giving the interview, online interview from there, sir.
Mock interview.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for that. Yes, sir.
Sure. And namaskar from my side to your parents. And
Yes, sir.
we are very happy. And thank you.
Yes, sir.